The drama started with something seemingly harmless, a photo Blake lively posted on social media from the set of Deadpool. At first, it looked like a fun behind-the-scenes shot, showcasing her and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, as they shared a playful moment on set. Blake, dressed in Deadpool's signature red suit, was kissing Ryan, who of course plays the iconic character. Fans went wild, speculating about whether this was a hint at her having a cameo role in the film. But little did anyone know, this picture was just the beginning of something much larger, something far more complex and, frankly, shocking. It wasn't long before whispers started circulating around Hollywood. Sources close to the production revealed that Blake's involvement in the film went far beyond a simple cameo. Apparently, Blake didn't just visit the set to support her husband, she became an active participant in the production process. Sources claim that Blake began making suggestions about the movie's direction, giving ideas that would end up changing key aspects of the film, including how the plot would unfold. In fact, one report even claimed that a suggestion from Blake herself altered the film's ending. It was becoming clear that she wasn't just there for a fun cameo, she was deeply involved, more so than anyone realized. As the rumors began to swirl, Hugh Jackman, who plays Wolverine in the movie, dropped a bombshell during an interview. He revealed that Blake Lively had, in fact, taken control of the production. According to Jackman, the actress had a surprising amount of influence on set, more than many of the other cast members were comfortable with. In his statements, Jackman didn't hold back, calling attention to the tension that had been brewing behind the scenes. He was reportedly stunned by the level of control Blake had managed to assert over the project. Some insiders went even further, claiming that Blake's behind-the-scenes influence was so significant that she practically ran the show. Now, for many, this all sounded unbelievable. After all, Blake Lively isn't a part of the official crew, nor does she have any formal involvement in the making of the film, aside from being Ryan Reynolds' wife. But as more details came to light, it became clear that there was more to the story than just a wife supporting her husband. The situation quickly spiraled into what many were calling a full-blown Hollywood power play, with Blake Lively at the center of it. However, things took a darker turn when Blake's past behavior started to surface. Reports from multiple sources began to paint a troubling picture of the actress, revealing a pattern of manipulation and control. Blake, it seems, has a history of poisoning entire casts against co-stars she doesn't like. In an interview, she even admitted to poisoning the whole cast against her former co-star, Penn Badgley, during their time on Gossip Girl. Blake openly confessed to making Penn's life miserable on set, not because he was unprofessional, but because she didn't like the fact that he was hired for the role. When she couldn't get him fired, Blake resorted to turning the entire cast against him. She seemed to take pride in making his experience on set unbearable. This wasn't an isolated incident. Blake was now accused of doing the same thing to Justin Baldoni, the director and producer of the film It Ends With Us. Sources claimed that Blake had not only tried to undermine Justin's authority on the project, but she actively took creative control, pushing him into the background while she took center stage. Despite Justin's hard work on the project, he found himself sidelined, unable to even see the final cut of the film before it was released. He was pushed so far out of the spotlight that he was reportedly relegated to the basement at his own movie premiere. But the real kicker came when Blake allegedly played the victim. When people began to ask questions about Justin's treatment on set, Blake turned the narrative around, claiming that Justin had done something to her, something that was quickly debunked. It wasn't long before Blake had convinced the entire industry that Justin was the problem, and she had effectively shifted the blame onto him. Even Ryan Reynolds, her husband, allegedly turned against Justin, backing Blake's version of events. But like all lies, Blake's manipulations couldn't last forever. As time went on, more and more people started to see through her games. Her attempts to make Justin look bad backfired, and the evidence that came to light only exposed her deceitful behavior. One particularly troubling piece of evidence involved Blake leaking private text messages in an effort to discredit Justin. When that didn't work, she allegedly demanded access to his phone records, trying to prove that the texts she herself had leaked were legitimate. This was a new low, and many began to question her true character. In a shocking twist, it was revealed that Blake had referred to her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and her best friend, Taylor Swift, as her dragons, a term that sounded straight out of a fantasy novel. According to leaked texts, Blake considered these two powerful celebrities as her personal warriors, fighting her battles for her. This revelation raised even more eyebrows, with many wondering how far Blake was willing to go to manipulate those around her for her own gain. And then there was the fallout with Taylor Swift. The pop star, who had publicly supported Blake's version of events, started distancing herself from Blake as the drama intensified. It seems that even Taylor, one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood, wasn't willing to get caught up in Blake's web of manipulation. When Taylor starts backing away from you, it's a clear sign that you've crossed a line. But the most glaring hypocrisy in all of this is Blake's own attitude towards the industry. For years, she's portrayed herself as above the toxic culture of Hollywood, criticizing others for not taking their careers seriously enough. Yet, she openly admitted that she never worked out or dieted, claiming that her success was due to nothing more than luck with her metabolism. She has built a career on the image of being hardworking and dedicated, while behind the scenes, she was doing everything in her power to manipulate others to further her own ambitions. Now, as the dust settles, one thing is clear: Blake Lively's carefully curated public image is beginning to unravel. The truth is coming out, and it's not the version of Blake Lively that fans have come to know. The manipulation, the deceit, and the toxic behavior that she has exhibited are all being exposed for the world to see. And the biggest shock of all, it's happening right in front of our eyes, with Hugh Jackman's bombshell comments leading the charge. As for Blake's future in Hollywood, it remains uncertain. The industry is starting to see through her games, and the damage she's done to her relationships with co-stars, friends, and even her own husband may be too much to repair. The tides are shifting, and Blake Lively's reign as Hollywood's golden girl may be coming to an end. Whether or not she can salvage her career is yet to be seen, but one thing is for sure: the next chapter in this story will be just as dramatic as the last. In the end, Hollywood has always been a world of power, manipulation, and intrigue. But as this story unfolds, it's clear that Blake Lively has become one of the most controversial figures in the industry. And while some might still defend her actions, others are starting to see the truth. Blake Lively isn't the sweet, charming actress she appears to be on screen. Instead, she's a ruthless force, determined to control everything and everyone around her.